Hello, this is Duncan Fowler, and this is a very brief look at the Kaizen or Kaizen way, Kaizen event. Kaizen means change for the better. Now, we're sort of getting used to these phrases: continuous improvement, change for the better. It means that we are improving the process, but what does it imply? It means breaking down the process, removing unnecessary parts, and putting it back together in an improved manner. So what does that mean? So this introduces like three terms that, if I'm honest, this is sort of interesting, but it's not a deal breaker. Gemba means the workplace. So go to the workplace. Jambutsu, actual parts, go and look at what the problem is. Go to the workplace, go and look at what the parts and get the facts. It will help us to approve or disapprove ideas and looking at charts and stuff like that. So three terms that are kind of interesting. So definition, Kaizen event normally takes place, normally 4 to 5 days. You've identified that there's an area of your production that is not performing to the standards that you would like. So you decided to get a team together, and we'll discuss who's part of the team. But it's all the stakeholders really. And a Kaizen event is the focus and accelerated application of a Kaizen techniques in a specific area. This Kaizen event lasts at least 4 to 5 days of duration. So during these days, it's a blitz team. The rapid improvement team is developing ideas of how to improve a process with Kaizen techniques. So you go into the workplace, you're looking, you're evaluating what's currently happening, and then you're going to say, well, these, I think, by implementing these ideas, will improve. So a little bit of a diagram, like I say, it's 3, 4, 5 days really. Day one is learning. You find out what's happening, what's the problem, what the issue is, and go to Gemba, go to the workplace, look at what's happening. Just do it. Look at the root causes, and then come up with some sort of idea of improvements. Test it, refine it, so it's not do one thing. It's try out. If does it improve, then go for it, and the next thing is sustain it. Make sure it's a sustainable idea, and then let other departments know if that's appropriate, and then celebrate the ideas. So day one of the learning, during this day we will do a feedback of what we want to improve. So you're looking at how can we improve this process, what's the issues, what areas we're going to improve. So you're identifying a particular issue. Some of the things we should do is, if it's appropriate, you take the takt time. Takt time is what happens from going from one build. So you might be making a car, and the way the car factories normally work is they'll mass production. The car comes into an area, they put the tyres on, and then it moves to the next station. The time it takes to do that, put the 4 tyres on, is the takt time. Something like 90 seconds, and then it moves on to the takt time for the whole production of the car is 90 seconds. So you map out the processes and review the steps, perform 5S, with so scanning there, cleaning it, find out what it's all about, and take before pictures. So before you actually implement anything, take a visual representation of what's happening at this workstation. So then you go. I'll literally go to the workstation. During this day, we are going to at a place, going to the place where work is done, and see for ourselves and ask why things are happening. Why do you do it that way? Is it just an historical thing, or is there a reason why it's done that way? This you might genuinely you'll learn a lot, but going on the shop floor, it's sometimes a bit disconcerting for the person working on that machine or that cell to be, have 3 or 4 people around them literally just staring, making notes, and trying to get an idea of what's happening. So get them on board, tell them it's to improve their work experience and stuff, and involve them, get them, ask them why they do it this way rather than another way. Some tools that would help: spaghetti diagrams. We're not going to go into detail of that, but basically it's an example. If you're interested, do some more research. Time observation forms and stuff. They can be quite interesting to do. I know at my time in industry, I as the person who was actually working machine, time observation forms were not my friend. I found them very, they wanted me to get faster and faster and faster. But what you want is a good idea of how long it takes to produce a product or an individual step within the assembly process. Film it. Nothing better than getting a bit of film footage and you can see exactly what is happening. You'd be amazed sometimes that even some people, when they're assembling it, they don't realize they're doing things. I remember doing some work with some people who they were making the cabling for car switchgear, and they put the wires in if you imagine a 2-inch disc with lots and lots of holes in, and you put the wire in one wire in each hole, and there might be 30 or 40 wires going through 30 or 40 holes and stuff, and they got so good at it that they weren't actually placing the wire through the hole. They were almost playing darts. They were letting go just before it. They were that good at it. So, and it was only picked up when we filmed it and slowed the camera down, and they were literally throwing them in through the hole because we were looking at the idea of replacing them with automation and stuff. But it turned out that the people doing it manually are actually quicker. Look at the tools as well. We've looked at value stream mapping, and it helps identify where waste muda is going to be. And the main thing with lean and agile is to find where muda is and eliminate it. You might look at the idea of using a Kaizen newspaper. Basically, we have to make a list with the number of items, kind of waste, problem or root cause analysis, what's the solutions in there. It's collecting ideas, or sort of a newspaper. Then do it. Get on. You've looked at the problem, you've analysed it. What's your potential solutions? In this day, we are developing changes we do in the activities or processes. Maybe this is the hardest day. Yeah, it is. So, you've got all the data. Now you need to come up with some solutions. Then test and refine it. Look at what your new clever idea has done. Has it improved the system or not? It's not always necessary. So it's not always true that by just implementing a new machine, it's going to solve all the problems. What it might do is literally solve a bottleneck in your production line, only to push it up to the next department, and it's not solved the bottleneck for the whole production floor. It's just solved the bottleneck for there, and the next department's now got a bottleneck. So test and refine. Then the fifth day, hopefully, is the finally. On this day, we measure and document our progress and celebrate the success, hopefully, as in a chart to watch clearly the success of the event. At the end of the day, the Kaizen team will present the success of the event to their bosses and co-workers, so you've got this knowledge of how things have worked and how it's improved, and you spread it to the fellow co-workers, and hopefully it will be implemented where appropriate to other departments. A Kaizen team, well, it might be something like this, not always necessary, but a Kaizen team event. Don't have too many people, or else you're never able to agree on anything. But you might have a Kaizen event team leader, looking after the whole process. And you have a team leader, process owner, a senior manager, a Kaizen coach, somebody who's who knows about Kaizen and stuff, and team members. and they're the most important role of Kaizen event because they participate in the direct and indirect way. Get those people who are actually doing the job involved, so they have some sort of ownership. So when the changes come in, they feel as though they've had some part in the design of this new production or new cell. Okay, hopefully that was useful to you guys. If you need more, go and do your own research. There's lots of stuff out there about Kaizen events and stuff. Thank you.